Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back for the Season 5 review. I'm just going to quickly go over the pre-season, what we've been up to, who we've signed, who we've sold, and our expectations for the year. So Premier League, the board are expecting us to finish top half, same as last season, which is very acceptable. If we go to stages in the league and go media prediction, we can see this year we are expected by the media to finish 13th. Last year we were expected to finish 15th, so that's a two place improvement. But I expect us to be finishing 7th at least again next year. But with the players we've signed this season, which we're going to go over just in a sec, I fancy us to break into that top 6 and maybe even push for that 3rd or 4th Champions League position. I'm very, very confident doing so. Defence has been improved. We are the second best scorers in the league last year. However, we would have been relegated based on goals conceded. So the fact that we have improved our defence is giving me a lot of confidence going forward this year. In the Europa League this year, despite finishing in the same position as last year, we have got to get to the group stage through the qualifying rounds. The best place second qualifying round is against NK Domžale. After this, I believe there is a 3rd qualifying round, and then you got a 3rd and a 4th. Jesus Christ, do we have to play in both of them? My God, so we've got to do the 2nd, 3rd and 4th qualifying rounds before we even get to the group stage. Hopefully we can make it. I don't want to be knocked out by a big team in one of these qualifying rounds. I'll be absolutely gutted. But yeah, we are expected to reach the group stage this year. So I think maybe given the fact that we could stumble across one of the big sides in the qualifying rounds is a reason for the expectation being lowered. In the FA Cup, we're expected to reach the 5th round again, and once again the Carabao Cup expect to reach the 4th round. So transfers in this season: Fabrice Drouet, a 4.5 million signing from AJ Auxerre, a striker, promising striker according to the media, left-footed, brilliant attributes on physicals, and his mentals and technicals are still decent for an 18-year-old, but could do with some improvement. We have loaned him straight out, I believe, up to Bradford City for the season, so hopefully he can get a good year under his belt here. I don't anticipate he's going to be one of our main strikers, so loaning him out and losing the homegrown status isn't too much of a concern to me. Dimitri Carpentier, 5.25 million signing from AS Monaco. He is one for the future. Another one kid striker we got in. It's the 3rd one we have now. Absolutely brilliant attributes, and he is going to basically be rotation with Qatar left foot on that left hand side. Suat Sadar, he is our defensive midfielder. We have already gone through 20 minutes signing from Hertha Berlin. He's going to fit straight into tactic like a glove. I'm so happy with this signing. Borna Sosa, again another left back. We have signed. He's going to be actually replacing Empis. Empis is going to be the rotated left back now. Borna Sosa, I want to improve left back. I've just done so. I want to improve defensive midfield. I've just done so. I've also wanted to improve central defence, which I have done as well. So I have completed our goals for pre-season. I would have liked to maybe get another decent centre midfield in to provide a bit more competition, but just the money wasn't having it. I didn't want to go too mad and then get in debt. So this is what we've done this year. Borna Sosa looks like a fantastic addition, and he's done very well in pre-season. Chris Mepham, we've signed 25 million from Brentford, a massive unit of a centre-back. Hopefully he's going to bag a few goals from our corner tactics, and he'll be playing alongside Ben Davies. Players leaving the club: we have sold Herbie Kane to Hertha Berlin for £15 million. I was sad to see him go. I think 6 million of this ended up going to Liverpool as a percentage sell-on clause. Jack Watmore went to West Brom for 9 million. Tristan Nydan went to Huddersfield for 7 million. Matthew Targett to West Brom for 5 million. And Timothy Castagni to West Brom also for 3.8 million. Wellington, Qatar, Hazard have also left the club. And Javier Ibarra has gone out on loan. Left back I bought in last season. I had high hopes for him, to be honest, but he hasn't. His attributes haven't improved, and his crossing and technique is so poor for complete wing back. And I thought in the end I might as well loan him out, see if I can get him improved elsewhere. So the tactic for next year, as I mentioned in the season 4 review, we have moved that attack midfielder into central midfield to now have 3-man midfield, which should strengthen up a little bit. The attack midfielder just wasn't getting any decent performances, and I wasn't getting the best out of the players I was using in that position. So we have gone with Casey Palmer on the left hand side of the Zell. I'm humming and hawing how to play, and whether they have 2 box-to-box midfielders or to change it up and have 1 box-to-box and 1 advanced playmaker. It's definitely going to be some tinkering there. For now, I think over pre-season, it seems like advanced playmaker works best. playing against teams I'm expected to beat, advanced playmaker on attack, but teams I'm expected to maybe struggle more against on support. That seems to have done well. But this is basically going to be our first team when all fit and available. We have got 2 injuries over the pre-season. Ben Falami and Afonso are both out for about a month, meaning we've got only Qatar and Carpentier available. So as far as our squad depth goes, we've got Woodman in goal with Bernardoni as backup, both similar goalkeepers. Woodman is the better one though. We've also got a young Matthew Ketchell. Media description's a young goalkeeper. He's got good 4-star potential, so hopefully he can become at least a sort of top-end Championship, lower-end Premier League player in the end. Centre backs, me fam will be on the right side, Ben Davies on the left. Sol Shotton is going to be our rotation centre back for Ben Davies. On the right, we've got Owusu there at the moment, but I'm contemplating about loaning out Owusu to give him more game time. We have been playing him last season, but he hasn't played really as much as he would need to develop to the standard we want him to be at. So we might loan him out, and then when Loureiro comes back from his loan this season, use Loureiro as the rotation with Chris Mepham. We've also got Adam Hammond, a centre back from our youth intake last year. We could use him as the 5th centre back to replace either Shotton or Loureiro if they become injured. As far as right wing back goes, Sal Makers will remain the main man on the right, and Pedro Gama I'm hoping is going to step up this year, as he is described as a wonder kid by the media at right back. Hopefully playing more games next year with no more stagnant at the club, he will improve hugely. Defensive midfield, Suat Sadar is going to be the main man with Flynn Downs, his cover. Flynn Downs I decided to keep over Tristan Noydam because I just thought he's very professional personality. It's what we want. We want to start now basically filling out the squad, especially the first team squad, with all fairly professional, determined personalities. Got a few players I need to sort out. Freddie Woodman, balanced. We're going to look into bringing a better personality for goalkeeper next season. That's one of my targets. And also Ben Davies, and you've got a balanced personality as well. So getting a professional personality for the left side as centre back next year would also be one of my goals. So goalkeeper and centre back is what I'm looking for next season. I will start looking this year, so I'm ahead of the game. Borna Sosa on the left with Pedro Empis as backup, and we've also got Nicky Cho, one of our young prospects from our youth academy. He's going to be the 3rd choice left back. Hopefully we can get some game time in the domestic cup competitions. The 3-man midfield of Palmer, Dazelle and Lamar is backed up with Ellis Ross. On the left hand side can play as the box-to-box brilliantly. On the right hand side, Dirk Proper is probably going to suit advanced playmaker more than box to box. So when we rotate these two sides of the midfield, the advanced playmaker will come from the left to the right, and box to box will go to the left. As cover for Dazelle, we were gone over Gavin Clark, and we've also got Lee Den, another youngster at club who was on loan last year, has improved his attributes slightly. He's going to be the sort of 6th, 7th sort of choice central midfielder. He can play box to box, advanced midfield, or deep line playmaker. So he will fit in either one of these 3 slots if and when needed. Up front, Ben Falami, Afonso and Pearson are our 3 strikers. We got counting on the right hand side. On the left, Qatar and Carpentier. We've got some strong options up front now, with Falami and Afonso out injured for the start of the season. We've got Brian Burke in the reserves. He was out on loan last season. If we have a quick look, Brian Burke, here he is. I think he went out on loan last year. He went to Bury, scored 7 goals. He's one of the young players we've got through our youth intakes earlier on in the save, and he has improved. He hasn't improved a massive amount, but I have been trying to keep giving him games over the course of the save. Played 13 games in the Championship this year. He didn't score a single goal, but I think we might rely on him to come up to the first team to cover for Falami and Afonso, so we can leave Carpentier and Paul Pearson to come in and rotate in and out of the Europa League qualifying games. Finances, overall balance 41 million, projection in the year 68, 90 then 105, so the finances are still looking very, very healthy. As far as the staff go, there hasn't been a lot of change to the staff. If we always ask assistants to do these, we've got 4.5, 4 stars on most of these. sections of training, which is brilliant. 3-star and defending, which is something we do need to improve, but it's difficult to get the sort of coach you need in to get them stars up until your club is sort of like Champions League quality. So at the moment I'm just renewing the contracts of the staff I have at the moment, and then I will look to make my move to the next step as far as the star rating on coaches goes. As far as mentoring goes, we've got Bernardoni, Woodman, looking to try and have a positive effect on Matthew Ketchell. Bernardoni with a fairly professional personality, Woodman has only got the balance. However, hopefully they can have a good effect on Ketchell, and Ketchell can maybe get professional personality, but I don't think he will. As far as defensive goes, we have basically got Sosa, Mefam, Empis and Salmakers all trying to have a positive effect on Adam Hammond. Midfield, we have got Sodar, Lamar, Downs and Palmer. Hopefully they can share their personality with Proper, and as you can see on the influence on the group, Proper has the least influence, so hopefully the personality will roll off on the Proper, meaning we don't have to move him on at some point because his personality is not where we want it to be. Up front, Qatar, balanced personality, has got a light influence. Afonso, light influence, fairly determined. However, significant influence, Ben Flamy, fairly determined, and average with Carpentier's resolute personality. I'm hoping it's going to have an effect on Pearson, who's got a casual personality, and Qatar, who's got a balanced. Dynamics is looking good. Match Cahido, especially for the beginning of the season, anyway, Match Cahido's good. Dressing room atmosphere is excellent, and managerial support is very good. If you go on the hierarchy, we can see that the majority of the players are in support of me. We've just apart from Qatar, Fonzo and Proper, the only players I don't support at the moment are the new players, but that will soon change around, because I do pretty much every other week I praise all the players on their training or their and the conduct. However, I also do warn the players and criticise players in their training if it's below sort of like 6.7 sort of level. I do criticise, and that still has a positive effect on their morale. Team leaders in the club, Davies and Flamy, highly influential players, Woodman, Lamar, Empis, Palmer and Mefam, with Salmakers, Azel, Sadar, Downs and Sosa as influential players. Got a large crop of players here not moving up the ladder, but hopefully as the season goes on they will push up. We've got a few of our very, very young players, the likes of Pearson, Ketchell, Benson, Owusu, Cho, Clark, Hammond, Ross. So I don't expect them to be pushing up just yet, but the likes of Shotton, Qatar, Bernardoni, Fonzo, Proper, Gamma, Carpentier, I'll expect these guys to at least make this next step to influential players as the year goes on and they get more game time. Social groups, the majority of the team are in the core social group. The secondary social group of Sosa, Lamar, Mefam and Sadar. Lamar was here of course last season and the year before on loan, so I'm a bit surprised he's not in the core group, but he didn't play a whole lot last year because he was injured for a majority of it. Hopefully he'll fit back into this group as soon as possible. Sosa, Mefam and Sadar, again I hope they can fit into this group as soon as possible as well. Pearson has left on his own at the moment, billionaire mates in the others. So pre-season has gone pretty good to be fair. We beat River Plate 4-0, Ben Flamy double, Conrad Lamar and Dimitri Carpentier with his first goal for the club. We then played Colorado Rapids. We've done a tour of USA to try and boost our reputation in the country, to obviously better sponsorships. We had Joel Afonso and Borna Sosa scoring his first goal in the 2-2 draw. We then beat Columbus Crew 4-1, Sadar and Carpentier getting on the score sheet. Sadar was first for the club, Sosa was sent off, and that was a straight red as well. Ben Flamy and Palmer also on the score sheet. We then beat San Jose Earthquakes 3-1, Dimitri Carpentier, Ben Flamy and Chris Mefam with the goals. And then we finished pre-season with 5-0 drubbing of Orlando City, Borna Sosa, Sadar, Burke, Mefam and Carpentier with the goals. So new signings, Carpentier, Mefam, Sadar and Sosa all bagging at least a couple of goals each over pre-season, which is very encouraging going into the start of the new year. Going into the start of the new year, we start at 21st of July 2022, very, very early. Even the Premier League we start on 24th of July, but of course that is because this year we have got the World Cup in Qatar, which is obviously a World Cup over Christmas time in this year. And if we click on here, we can see that the World Cup starts at the end of November this season. So that'll be interesting to see how it works out. If we go back to the schedule, we can see that the whole of November for us is completely clear. So yeah, and most of December as well. So it'll be interesting to see how the season works out. The season is still due to finish at the same time, so I'm guessing just because we've started a few weeks earlier, that should make up for the loss of games in November and December. But even the start of the Premier League season, we're starting with weekend and midweek games for the first 4 games, which is going to be a colossal effort, especially when we've got 3 qualifying rounds of the Europa League to get through. This could be a very, very tough start to the year. We start against NK Domzali in the second qualifying round. We will be using our second string side for this, as we want to concentrate on the league, and to be fair, our second string side, that should be enough to push these guys away. We start at home to Brentford, and then we play it away to West Brom. West Brom, of course, signed 3 of our players. That should be an interesting tie, and obviously after beating them in the playoff finals a few years ago, I think they're going to be coming after us. We've then got Arsenal and Chelsea before playing Bournemouth, Brighton and Tottenham. So I think that's going to be about it for the Season 5 preview today. I'm not too sure whether we're going to come back yet. I was thinking about coming back for the second leg of NK Domzali in the Europa League, but I think because that's such a small team, I might just miss that one out and come back further down the line in the Europa League. So I think we'll get the first couple of Premier League games out of the way, and we'll come back for the Arsenal game at home. Hopefully we can beat them. If we go past meetings, we can see how we got on most recently against them. Most recent game, we lost 3-0 away, and we drew 2-2 at home. The year before last, we beat them 4-2 at Portland Road, but lost 2-0 away at the Emirates. So we'll be back for the Arsenal game tomorrow, guys. I am so excited for this season. I've got high hopes. I really do believe we can make the Champions League, especially with these new signings. Hopefully Ben Falami and Fonzo will be getting back towards fitness for this sort of area, as we want our best players available for the more tougher games. Hope you guys are still enjoying the series. I'm still fully onto this. I'm so buzzing to try and achieve what I want to achieve with this club and with my home team club, and I hope you guys are enjoying the ride. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. See you later.